Uh, this hoe don't know what she doing.
Like so many other millennials, I've always dreamed of escaping to the countryside, acres of rolling hills, a cozy farmhouse, and that sweet, simple homestead life. But let's be real, life doesn't always hand you 20 acres and a wraparound porch. So instead of just dreaming, I'm starting where I'm at, right here, right now. I'm turning my little quarter-acre city lot into a mini homestead. Let's see if I'm really ready for that farm life I've always imagined. Let's start hoeing. Hi, my name is Paisley and welcome back to my channel, Hoeing in the City. Today in the city, it's a very exciting day because today is our first day of planting. We are planting our first group of seeds to have them grow inside and be ready to be transported outside when the time comes. So I want to go over what I have, all the research I did, and why I chose these certain items. And then we'll go ahead and start the process and get everything prepped and start planting. So here we go. So before we get started, before any of this can happen, we need to start with one very important thing. And that one important thing is iced coffee. We cannot do any of this without iced coffee. So now that we have this beautiful cup of wonderfully homemade iced coffee, oh, I'm gonna need more coffee. We can go ahead and get started. So let's go over all the supplies I have and what we need. So I have our 4 seeds we're going to be growing today. So we're planting garlic, cherry tomatoes, pear tomatoes, and jalapenos. Those need to get started now so that way they can be transported when it's time. And then obviously we need a seed. So I did a lot of research. A lot of people did kind of that seedling mix that they harden and put into a block. And then you add water and let it like fluff up and everything and then use that. Um, and I didn't choose that because it sounded much more messy and I didn't want to deal with it. So I just went with a bag of the starting mix. So we're going to do that instead. And for the most part, all of this is mostly organic. Some is not, some is. I wasn't really picky. It was really just kind of what was available to me at that time. So who knows? As we go along this journey, maybe we'll see that it did work out and I should keep it, or it didn't work out. Maybe I should change it. So we'll see. But I just went with the Jiffy organic starting mix. And then speaking of Jiffy, things to put the seeds and dirt in, soil in. I just grabbed these organic little seed starting pots. They decompose. Now, I know I'm not going to actually plant the pot. Some people said you could. I don't know. I just don't trust it. So I'm going to let it grow in here. When it's time to transport it, I will take it out of the pot and put it away. But then these can go in my compost pile. So that's a big reason why I did choose these, because it's nice to not like put extra waste out into the world. If I can use these in my compost pile, I will. So that's what I chose for those. I have 2 different sizes. For some things like the garlic, like you literally plant an entire clove. So I figured it'd be better to have something bigger to plant it in or to start the seed in. Um, and then for the other ones, like the cherry tomato seeds are teeny tiny. They could totally start there. And then as they get bigger, they can transport into one of these. So we will see. And then as always, I have my notebook and everything for notes. And then the plan of what needs to be seeded today. Now, oh my gosh, I almost forgot. So this is one of the things that I didn't do a ton of research on. I was literally at the store and like, oh, I should probably get some fertilizer. I've watched lots of videos that I should use some fertilizer, and just did a quick Google search and saw what was available. So I went with the Pennington plant starter, and you dilute it with water. There are instructions on the back, and then after you plant everything, you use this to um, water your seeds with. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I will let you know and keep you updated. Next, we need a place to put said seeds and a way to grow said seeds. So I have a wire rack here. This was one of the most suggested things to use, a wire rack. One, just easy to clean and whatnot, but then two, it's easy to hang your grow lights from. So I have some LED lights that I got. Now this is one thing I did do a lot of research on. And for this, I decided to just go with a regular LED light with a certain amount of Ks and lumens. I will put that here somewhere so you can see the amount. I can't remember exactly, But I watched a few people that said the difference between an LED light and a grow light is the name and the price. That a grow light, they're going to charge you 3 times as much for the same thing if you just bought the same thing LED light that didn't have the word grow on it. So we're going to try it and see if it works out. Now, this is located here for a reason. This is literally over a vent in my house in the middle of February, which means heat is constantly being produced out of that. I did read and watch that soil needs to be a certain temperature when you're doing your seedlings to make sure that the seed can actually sprout. So I want to make sure this was in a place that got heat, so it would. People suggested getting a heating mat. I don't know if I'm going to do that yet. We're going to try it this way and see if it works. So to start, before we start doing any of the planting, I do want to make sure we get these LED lights put up onto this shelf. So we're going to start with that and we'll go from there. So I opened up these LED lights I bought, and they don't come with instructions, but I like to think that I'm a pretty smart person. So we're going to try to figure this out and see if I can't do it all by myself. Let's start. Oh boy. Well, that works, and that was pretty simple and intuitive. And then it has, I'm going to turn that off so we're not blinding everybody. And then it has these guys, so I'm pretty sure I can connect more than 2 together, or I can turn on more than one because I can connect them together. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Cool. Okay, beautiful. Now I just have to figure out how I'm going to hang them. Like 2 inches is what I was told. 2 inches above the pots, about 2 inches. Okay. I'm thinking 2 like this. Now we just gotta hang them. Now there is a slight dilemma in my plan. First, I may break them first. I might break these before I finally get it up. But I'm noticing there's no like hook thing here. I wonder if these are magnetic because I have magnets. That might be able to work. They are not magnetic. I'm thinking string. I think we need to get some string. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Everything's figure outable. Okay. I don't want any judgments. You hear me? Remember I said I'm new at this? Okay. And that I don't know what I'm doing and we're going to try this all out together and figure it out. Now is one of those times. My brain says rubber bands and string. Now I don't have string, but I do have yarn because I'm crocheting. That's another story for another time. But I'm thinking I can wrap these around the ends, tie the yarn to those ends, and then tie them to here. That's my thought. Let's try it. Plug that in. Ha-ha! All right, now, as long as you don't look at it and notice how wiggly jiggly it is, it works, right? That's how that works. Eventually it should stop wiggling jiggling as I'm moving around it. Okay, let's do the other one. Well, let's do it. It's working.
I'm sure this is a fun view for all of you. Ah, too much, too much, too much. How's that? Yeah, looks right. Enough. Looks right enough. I will say that one, now that I'm like down here, this one was that. Why didn't you guys tell me? The back one's diagonal. Or it can just stay diagonal. That's an option. Let's take a look. Let's see what you see. Oh, beautiful. Okay, let's connect them and turn them on. I think that looks fine. It may look ghetto, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna work. All right, we did the first step. Now we have to move on to planting the seeds so that we can put them on over here. Clean up, clean. Oh my gosh, Paisley. Why that song? Oh, childhood trauma is a hell of a thing, huh, guys? Oh my gosh, you guys. This is the story of my life. I'm just too much in a hurry to get shit done. There's little clips in here to put on it so you can hang it. Well, that's another job for another day. We're going to keep this for now. Can you guys see that green dot on my boob the entire time? I don't know if you can see. I can see it. But I need the microphone, so we'll do what we do. This hoe don't know what she doing. So now that we have our little makeshift LED lights up and ready for our seedlings, let's go ahead and jump into the planting part of this video. So I'll set that right there. So we have our four things, right? Garlic, pear tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, and our jalapenos. We have the things to plant them in, and then also my starting mix, and then a little bit of water to help us out along the way. And then I have some popsicle sticks and a Sharpie to make sure we can identify what is what while it's growing. So that way I put it where it needs to go. So what I want to do first is actually see how much of each thing I need to plant. So I'm going to go ahead and look at my plan here that shows like where everything's going, and then count the amount of spaces it's in. I'm doing a specific type of gardening called square foot gardening. Now I am kind of like making it my own from other videos I've watched as well, but basically you plant one type of crop every square foot in your beds. So I have 3 main beds here, and so every square foot I'm going to plant something different. Okay, so if I'm looking here, I'm just going to go ahead and count really quick how much garlic I'm planting. So it looks like as far as garlic goes, garlic needs 12. So I'm going to write that in my book. I'm going to write that in my book. All right. So garlic, we're going to plant 12. Okay. Next, let's go cherry tomatoes. Okay, so for cherry tomatoes, we're doing 3. Okay, and then pear tomatoes also 3. Jalapeno peppers. Looks like 2. So nothing crazy. The most thing we're planting is the garlic, and that's mainly because you can fit so much garlic in a square foot where the other ones need way more space for what I'm giving them. So, okay, beautiful. And then I'm going to use this green pencil just to mark off that they have been planted, right? That I've seeded the garlic, I've seeded the jalapenos, and I'm seeding the cherry and pear tomatoes. Okay, that way I can keep track of what I've already done. Okay, rolling up sleeves because we're about to get dirty. Let's actually start with garlic. And how many did we say we needed? 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Beautiful. Love that for us. Watched a few videos on this, read a few things on it. So what we're going to want to do first is fill it up with our seed mix, but not all the way. We're looking at like maybe 2/3 of the way, and then we'll plant it, and then we'll cover it with the rest of the seed or with the rest of the soil. Okay,
let's get started. I do actually have some garlic. I don't know if you can see that. That's already sprouting, which is super exciting. So I'm going to try to make sure I don't cover that part because that is super fun. And here's another one that's already sprouting. So, all right, I'm going to start doing these and then we'll fill them up to the top. Oh, look, that one's sprouting too. That's so exciting. Look, this one's sprouting too. Oh, things are working out. I love that. And that one's sprouting. Guys, I am currently 5 for 5 with sprouting. 6 for 6 for sprouting. Oh, see? Nailed it. Oh, so good. Is it weird that sprouting garlic gets me this excited? Oh my gosh, look, another one. Another one. Guys, we are currently 10 for 10. Now, I got this garlic. Literally, I just got organic garlic from a store. I think I got it from Sprouts, but don't quote me on that. Anyway, literally just got it from the store, broke it all up, and then just let it sit, and it started sprouting all by itself. So that is super exciting. I was thinking about getting like my garlic from one of like the seed suppliers I went to, but just so much more expensive. And they literally just send you the cloves. So I figured I can do that. I'm a big girl. And so that's what I did. So we're here. Okay. We just need to fill these up on the top and then we'll go ahead and water our tops and we'll place them under the grow lights. All right, let's go ahead and start with our next set. So now we're going to do our cherry tomatoes, pear tomatoes, and our jalapenos. Now I don't need many of these plants, so they should all fit in here. I think it's 6, 7, 8. Yep, 10. Perfect. So we'll do them all in here, and then we might do some extras just in case. So one thing I am going to do with these ones I didn't do with the garlic. So with the garlic, it's all of one clove. You plant one clove, and they're all sprouting, which means that odds are they're going to make it, and it's going to be fine. With planting from seed, sometimes you only get about 80% to actually sprout. And so we're going to do what we call overseeding, which is where we're going to actually put 2 to 3 seeds per cell. And then if more than one sprouts, then as it gets a little bigger, we can separate them and replant them in their own pots. But that way we're sure to have enough that are going to go in the garden. And then if I have extra, then I can give them to friends and family. So let's go ahead and start there. Same process. We're going to fill these up, compact them down, put some water on them, let it sit, and then seed, cover top. And then also, I was told to do this on a tray or something, so that way we don't waste the soil. We can put it back in the bag and use it for later. I thought that was a very helpful tip because I am making a big fat ass mess. Hey everybody, Editor Paisley here. Yeah, so I am new to this YouTube thing, and the last part of me filming the video, not sure what happened. There was some sort of corruption or whatnot, and I can't open it. I can't convert it to a different format to then try to open it. Every single software I've been trying to use says there's something wrong with it and they're unable to touch it. So yeah, unfortunate, but basically the rest of the video, I planted the tomato seeds, I set it all up, I watered them, and I got them under those grow lights. So sorry about the anticlimactic video on this one, but I hope you stick around to see all the more fun we're gonna have in the future. Thanks guys, bye. Should we take it from top? Sure. Take it from top. Coffee makes me burp.